When love ends, parenting must not. Co-parenting after divorce. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants, honorable leaders and professionals in family affairs, I stand before you today to address a reality we can no longer ignore, a reality that is quietly reshaping our societies. The rising rate of divorce and the growing challenge of co-parenting after separation. In recent years, divorce has become more frequent than we once imagined. What was once rare is now increasingly common. And yet, despite this rise, our mindset has remained largely unchanged. We continue to treat divorce as the end of a relationship between two adults. But we forget a critical truth. Divorce may end a marriage per nose, but it does not end parenthood. And this is where the real challenge begins. Ladies and gentlemen, when two people separate, they may walk away from each other, but children cannot walk away from either parent. A child does not divorce a mother. A child does not divorce a father. Yet, in many cases today, children are the silent victims of broken relationships. They are caught between conflict, exposed to emotional tension, and sometimes forced to choose sides in a battle they never created. This is not just a family issue. It is a societal concern. Because the way we handle co-parenting today will shape the emotional stability of the next generation. Let us reflect honestly. Why is co-parenting so difficult? Because many parents approach it with the mindset of separation instead of the mindset of cooperation. They see each other as former partners, kids, yes, not as permanent co-parents, right? They focus on past conflicts instead of future responsibilities. They communicate through anger instead of through purpose. And in that environment, the child becomes the messenger, the victim, or worse, the battlefield. Dear participants, we must urgently shift this mindset. Co-parenting is not about the past. It is about the future of the child. It requires maturity beyond emotion, responsibility beyond personal hurt, and commitment beyond convenience. This is not easy, but it is necessary. Let us be clear. Successful co-parenting does not require perfect agreement. It requires intentional cooperation. Or it doesn't demand friendship mode, but it demands respect. It does not erase differences, but it prioritizes the child above those differences. So, what must change? First, we must redefine divorce in our understanding. Divorce is not a complete separation. It is a restructuring of responsibility. Two homes perhaps, but still one parenting mission. Second, we must protect children from conflict. Children should never be used as tools of revenge, sources of information, or channels of communication. They deserve peace, even when their parents disagree. Third, we must institutionalize co-parenting awareness. Through policies, education programs, and community support, we must equip parents with the skills to cooperate after separation. Because co-parenting is not instinctive, it is learned. Fourth, we must promote communication and structure. Clear agreements, consistent routines, and respectful dialogue are essential to creating stability for children. Fifth, we must encourage emotional responsibility. Parents must learn to separate personal pain from parental duty. Because a child's well-being cannot wait for adults to heal completely. And finally, we must restore accountability. Parenthood is a lifelong commitment. It does not end with separation papers. ladies and gentlemen, the increase in divorce is a reality. But the breakdown of parenting should never become normal. If we fail to address co-parenting, we risk raising a generation marked by confusion, instability, and emotional insecurity. But if we rise to this challenge, if we shift our mindset, if we act with wisdom, we can transform divorce from a destructive experience into a structured transition that still protects the child. Let us move from conflict to cooperation, from separation to shared responsibility, from broken relationships to intentional parenting. Because at the end of the day, children do not need perfect families. They need responsible parents. And even after divorce, that responsibility remains unchanged. Let us lead this change. Let us model this maturity. Let us protect the future by protecting the child. Thank you.